Hi everyone, and welcome to Dynamite or Might. Hi, Michael Cole with Daniel Bryan and with Taz. And today on Dynamite or Might, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday on NXT. Yesterday on NXT, we saw we saw Cody Rhodes and Wonder Woman have a match. We also know they are also going to be in the Kingly Thunder. Even though at the end of the day we don't know if we'll have room or time to put every single man or woman in the Kingly Thunder, Michael Cole says. Well, that's true, Daniel Bryan says, because you got Otis Rosnick, frackin' He-Man, Bo Peep, LA Knight, Sheamus O'Shaughnessy, Shinsuke Nakamura, God Jora, Wonder Woman, Avro Eggman, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, in the Kingly Thunder, and Avro Eggman, and Harry Potter, and I got Bobby Lashley. It's going to be hard to know, who else is going to be, in the Kingly Thunder as well. And we saw Cody Rhodes and Wonder Woman have their match, and after the match, Daniel Bryan says, at the end of the match, Taz says, we saw Drew McIntyre Claymore kick both Wonder Woman and Cody Rhodes and lay them both out. And they're both in the Kingly Thunder, and they're both coming after Drew McIntyre. Only at the end of the day, Drew McIntyre has the true laugh on them. Well, and I also know about, other folks, who are going to be in the, be in the Kingly Thunder as well. And I don't know if we're going to hear from I don't know if we're going to hear from Drew McIntyre here today on Dynamite or Might. And I just hope Michael Cole says we don't hear about him, because every time we do, every time we always hear from him, he's always going around, doing some kind of mishap. Michael Cole says, making madness. Well, he is the TWF heavyweight fighter, Taz says, so you'll have to forgive him. You'll have to forgive him, for, doing all those things or not. And there he is now, in the ring, Daniel Bryan says, with that look on his leer, like he thinks he did something great or something. Like he thinks he did something great or something, or, Alright, everyone. It's me. Drew McIntyre. TWF heavyweight fighter for the 3-5 time. And yes, I know this is the AEW heavyweight strap. We didn't want to dig around for the WWE one. And so, today, folks told me that I have to say that I'm sorry for Claymore kicking Cody Rhodes and Wonder Woman after their match. That's so funny, because no one ever said, I gotta say I'm sorry to that. But then everyone wronged me for months, no, for years. It started after 2021, when I lost both not only the WWE heavyweight winnings at the time, but I lost the TWF heavyweight winnings too. and someone thinks that I should say I'm sorry for Claymore kicking them, when those two fucked with me for months, years. No, I do not believe that I have to say that I am sorry. I don't have to say that I'm sorry for none of that. And I know that Cody Rhodes and Wonder Woman are both irked at me. Fuck that. They're bloody angry at me. But they did shit to me like that, and everyone thought it was cool. Everyone's like, yeah, I like when Cody Rhodes did that. I loved it when Wonder Woman did that. But if I do something like that, then it's like wrong. Yeah, it's like fuck the double standard. It's like fuck the double standard. And I'm not going to say that I'm sorry for Claymore kicking Cody Rhodes or Wonder Woman. That's not going to happen at all. Hey, Drew McIntyre. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Fuck. Hey, Drew McIntyre. I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, shithead. Here. You take that shitty strap. Hey. I'm talking to you, Drew McIntyre. I saw what you did to Cody Rhodes and Wonder Woman. And yeah, sadly, they can't be here. But I know that at the end of the day, I know that I can beat you like that. You couldn't beat me like that, Kenny Omega. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Because there's no way that you're going to say that you beat anyone. You can give me another match for the TWF heavyweight winnings. Now, why would I stand up? Why would I give you a shot for the TWF heavyweight winnings? I already beat you, Kenny Omega. And you're not the world's greatest wrestler that folks make you out to be. Hey, you know what I'm thinking, Theodore? You know what I'm thinking, Cody Rhodes? You know what I'm thinking, Drew McIntyre? I'm thinking, yeah, why don't you put your strap-on steak here today on Dynamite? Stand up, stand up. I'm thinking, why don't you put your strap-on steak here today on Dynamite, or Might, against Kenny Omega. And if you win, we keep the WWE heavyweight strap as the likeness. If not, we go with the AEW one. Either way, it's going to be one hell of a match. Well, Theodore Long, I don't care which offshoot of strap we go with after I'm done beating him. Once, I'll warn you, I will beat Kenny Omega. And he won't even, and I don't have to deal with him ever again. We'll see about that, because if Kenny Omega beats you, then he becomes the two-time TWF heavyweight fighter, and I think he'd do a lot more good with the strap than you could do. Well, we just heard from, the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering, Theodore Long, and the TWF heavyweight winnings is on stake here today on Dynamite or Might, Michael Cole says. Well, this match is for the TWF heavyweight winnings. First, he is from the settled land, Kenny Omega. And he is from Al Highland. He is the TWF heavyweight fighter, Drew McIntyre. Ding ding ding. Well, it looks like we're going to get Drew McIntyre fighting Kenny Omega again. And it's not only the TWF heavyweight winnings who's on stake, but what it will look like. Kenny Omega with a drop kick, a body slam, and another body slam. And Kenny Omega taking care of Drew McIntyre, Michael Cole says. Daniel Bryan says, yeah, don't reckon Kenny Omega out. You know, I mean, he is a former AEW heavyweight fighter. He is the AEW Interland fighter. He was a former AEW tag team fighter. And he was a former two-time world. He was a former TWF heavyweight fighter. Don't forget that. Yeah, and Taz says, how can forget about it? How can anyone forget about all the shit that Kenny Omega did in AEW? I was there, Taz says. I saw it. But if he thinks that he's going to win the WWE, the TWF heavyweight wins, he never guess coming. Kenny Omega come from the top steeple. Drew McIntyre just topped him with the future shot DDT, Michael Cole says. At the end of the day, Kenny Omega has in luck of winning the TWF heavyweight winnings of any other toy or doll. And now Drew McIntyre is getting ready to Claymore kick down Kenny Omega, Michael Cole says. Daniel Bryan says, Kenny, you need to get up fast. You got to get a game goal if you're going to become the TWF heavyweight fighter. Sadly, Taz says he can't hear you. Claymore kick. Yeah, Kenny Omega's got Claymore kicked it down by Drew McIntyre. But Drew McIntyre is not done. He gives Kenny Omega another body slam, Michael Cole said. Oh, because you know how Drew McIntyre is. He feels slighted, Taz says, that he had to not only wrestle and fight Kenny Omega once, but he has to wrestle and fight Kenny Omega again, Taz says. He feels slighted by just the grounds that he has to be in the ring with him. Daniel Bryan says, what, Taz, you got something against Kenny Omega? You didn't like what he did? How, he was a strap gatherer. He was the one who was holding the one who almost beat Roman Reigns' run as WWE heavyweight fighter and the World Heavyweight fighter at the time. Now, wait a minute, Drew McIntyre's grabbed the TWF heavyweight. He hit Kenny Omega with a ding-ding-ding-ding. This match has been thrown out, Michael Cole said. Yeah, Taz says, hit him with both straps. And then he goes, another Claymore kick, and down goes Kenny Omega. Now he's got something to say. Kenny Omega, you bloody asshole! You think you're ever going to win the TWF heavyweight winnings from me? You could guess again. You have your old fucked up offshoot of it. No, I'll take both offshoots. Well, the winner of this match, by a throw-out, Kenny Omega. But since the TWF heavyweight winnings cannot shift hands on a throw-out or a reckoning out, still TWF heavyweight fighter Drew McIntyre. Well, Drew McIntyre is still the TWF heavyweight fighter because the heavyweight winnings cannot shift hands on a throw-out or a reckoning out, Michael Cole says. Well, that's right. So, Taz says he was thinking. Drew McIntyre's not dumb. He had a game goal. He knew he was doing. He knew if the match got thrown out, he would still be the TWF heavyweight fighter. However, Daniel Bryan said one could scathe Drew McIntyre and say that he did not believe, and he was frightened and worried that Kenny Omega might beat him. So that's why he did what he did, Daniel Bryan says. Well, that could be all true, Michael Cole says. That could all be true. We don't truly know why. We don't truly know why Drew McIntyre did what he did. But anyway, we're going to take it away now to Bob Watt, who got both arms taped. Alright, take it away, Bob Watt. Thank you, Michael Cole. I'm going to be talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Dynamite or Might. Alright, Drew McIntyre. As we all know, you are still the TWF heavyweight fighter. You got the match thrown out. One would say you were a weakling for doing that. Bob Watt, do you think I care if anyone thinks I'm a bloody weakling? I knew what I was doing. I knew by getting a reckoning out, I would still be the TWF heavyweight fighter. And at the end of the day, Kenny Omega didn't come any more near to winning the strap. And he had the gall to think that we were going to go with some new offshoot of it. I wouldn't have cared what offshoot that we were going with. At the end of the day, I beat him. He's behind me. And so is Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, and Wonder Woman. They're all behind me. And anyone who truly thinks they could beat me, I want them to dare me to a match, because I'll Claymore kick them out like I always do to everyone. Well, I thought you wouldn't be irked and angered due to you being the TWF heavyweight fighter, but sadly you are. You know why? Because after all the time that I bitched and ranted, after all of that, and no one still doesn't want to give me the onlook. That's why. They still don't want to give me the onlook for winning the TWF heavyweight winnings for the 3-with time. And that's why I'm still irked, and that's why I'm still angered. I'm done with Kenny Omega, done with Cody Rhodes, done with Wonder Woman. That can't be true, because yesterday you Claymore kicked Cody Rhodes and Wonder Woman, so how can you say you're done with them? Because I say I'm done with them, so I'm done with them. Well, that's my talk with Drew McIntyre. Back to you, Michael Cole. Thank you, Bob Watt, for talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Dynamite or Might. And that's all the time we got here for Dynamite or Might. I, Michael Cole, with Daniel Bryan and Taz. We hope you like Dynamite or Might, and we'll see you tomorrow for Impact or Hit.